Hi everyone, this is Miss Erin from Henderson Libraries, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to complete my digital escape room. So if you don't know what that is yet, there's a link on our Henderson Libraries webpage to a digital escape room that we created for teens or younger kids that maybe have family help, or just anyone who enjoys escape rooms. So I would encourage you to go and try the escape room before watching this video, because this video is me completing the escape room. So it's filled with spoilers, and it really, you just should use this video in case you get stuck somewhere in the escape room and you need a little help figuring out, the answers. Okay, now before you clicked on the escape room, it gave you a few rules to follow in order to do the escape room the way it was kind of planned. So first, when you open the escape room, it's going to look like this. It's a view only, and you're going to need to press present in order to get it in the right mode. Second, if you see down here, you're going to see that it says slides, where you can like switch through slides and things like that. Or you can, if you press the arrow keys on your keyboard, it'll take you to different slides, but you shouldn't do that. You can get everywhere you need to go by simply pressing with your mouse. Okay, so make sure that we just press with our mouse and we don't change slides any other way, okay? All right, because it might take you to a random slide and it'll all be a little confusing. Okay, so the point of this escape room is to click all around and figure things out. Now in this first one, directions are really important in this escape room, so we got to make sure that we're following all the directions. So a lot of times if you'll see a piece of paper, that's direction. So this is the first one. Mystery Inc. is now hiring. Jinkies, inside this creepy mansion, we have set up a case for you to solve. If you can figure it out, you can join us as a member of Mystery Inc. Inside, you will find 3 rooms that each answer a different question based on a case we recently solved. Who is the villain? What disguise did they use? Why did they do it? Have a pen and paper on hand to help you with the clues. These will be the types of puzzles and problems you will need to solve as a detective. Good luck. Sincerely, Fred, Daphne, Velma, Shaggy, and all right. So, in order for us to become a member of Mystery Inc., we need to solve these 3 questions. Can we do it? Let's see. All right, let's click out of that. First, you'll notice it says knock if you dare. We find the door and we click. Now we are in the lobby of the creepy mansion, and we have more instructions. Welcome to Mysterious Mansion. In this mansion, you will find 3 rooms with the answers you seek. This lobby is the central location of the mansion. Each room will always allow you to go back to the lobby, and each room is connected to the lobby. You will notice a computer on the stand. Once you've collected the answers from each of the rooms, you can click on the laptop, fill out the answers, and discover if you have what it takes to be a part of Mystery Incorporated. We have placed clues throughout the rooms to help you on your way. They are written on these scrolls. Good luck. So anytime you're in a room, it's important that you first click on one of these scrolls, okay? Because it's going to help you figure out what to do. All right, so it said we had a computer right here. If we click on that computer, it's going to take us to this Google form. And this is the last thing we're going to do. We need to type our answers for who the villain is, what disguise did they use, and why did they do it. So this is the last form we're going to need. So I'm just going to exit out of it because we don't need it now. But if you notice, we have a scroll here. It says clue. You need to find the answers in 3 rooms. One room is a door found to the left of the lobby. Another will be upstairs. Finally, a third will be downstairs. Don't forget, in this mystery, you have to use your mouse clicker to discover clues. Don't use the keyboard arrows to switch slides. Another great reminder. Okay, so we have 3 rooms, one to the left, I think this door here, one upstairs, and one downstairs. So let's try this room first. We're going to click on it. Perfect. So it's going to bring us to the library. If you notice, they have a clue right here, so we're going to open that first. One great way to become a better detective is by reading and learning from the greatest detectives in history. Look to the words of one of these people to figure out the answer to who is the villain behind the mask. So in this room, we're figuring out the question, who's the villain behind the mask? And it's asking us to look for words from one of the greatest detectives. So we're obviously going to be looking for words from one of the greatest detectives. So if you'll notice in this room, there's tons of books. And as you click through, things are going to pop up from Google Books. And they're going to be just entire ebooks. And if you click all over, there's going to be a ton of them. Peter Pan, Read Pride and Prejudice. That's not one. That's not one. Oh, there's one. Frankenstein. But remember, we are looking for one with a great detective. And I think we found one. Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. So we're looking for these words from a great detective, but I mean, this is a whole book. I mean, what are we supposed to be doing with that? So I think we need to go back to the room and kind of figure out what else we need. So we got Beautiful Sounds of Fire. We have more books. All right. We already found the book we need. We have a Wikipedia page on a random guy. So one important part of the escape room is that there's a lot of misdirections. And that means I put things in there that have nothing to do with solving the puzzle. They're kind of to get you off of the tracks. And this is one of them. So we're just going to exit out of that. Things like this right here. These are also misdirections, but a great inspiration for you to become a detective is to look at Scooby-Doo. So you can watch these videos for fun. We have a puzzle. Okay, so we got to make sure that we do this puzzle. And when we do this puzzle, it's going to give us this page right here, which you can kind of see now. It says page 175, line 9, word 10. Well, that's perfect because we know we have the Sherlock Holmes book. So maybe we need to be looking at page 175, line 9, word 10 in there. All right, let's do that. Let's go to the book. We're going to go to page 175. You can either scroll or just type it in. So 175. And then it was, what was it? Line 9, word 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it was line 9, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So thief is the word we're looking for. Okay, but is that helpful at all? No, I don't think that's going to help us. What you're going to do is you're going to find this right here, the quiz. It's if you give me the right word, I might have a little clue about who your unmasked villain is. All right. So what word did we find from the famous detective? That word was thief. I spelled it wrong. Thief. Perfect. So then it's going to give us this Google Doc. If we open it up, it is going to give us a logic puzzle. Now, if you've never done a logic puzzle, it basically is going to give you a graph like this, and then it's going to give you these answers, and you need to figure out, you basically need to cross out people until you find the right answer. And a great way to do this logic puzzle is you can probably have to either draw it yourself or print it out. Okay, but we can do it. So what we're looking for are these guys are all thieves. They've all stolen an item, and this is the place where they stole it. And we are specifically looking for the villain who stole the necklace. So it says Mr. Dilly did not take the meteorite. So Mr. Dilly did not take the meteorite. We're going to exit that. And Biff Wellington did not steal the rare coin. So we're going to X that. Neither Biff nor Dilly stole from the museum. So no on the museum for both of these guys. And you kind of keep going through these clues until you kind of exited out a bunch and you kind of figure out what the answer is. And for this one, I'm going to tell you the answer, right? And that's just a few seconds. So if you don't want to know and you want to figure this out for yourself, pause. Okay. The answer to this is that Woodruff stole the necklace. So Woodruff is our villain because that's the one we were looking for. Okay. Beautiful. Get rid of all those. So we can exit out of this. We've done this. Oops. We've done this. So that's the answer to one of the questions we will be able to answer back here in the entrance hall. And if you notice, these little signs right here will always take you back to the entrance hall or let you stay in the room, okay? We're gonna go back to the entrance hall. So if you go back to this, we know that our villain is Woodruff. So we can mark that one down. So one room is done. Let's do our next room. Okay, walk in. Perfect. So we hit our clue. We know that the villain used one of these costumes, and it gives a list of the different costumes that are in this room. So we know that the villain, Woodruff, used one of these costumes to disguise himself. And all of these costumes are in the room. So look, there's another chest. So we're obviously going to want to fill this out. And this is asking us, what is the answer to the riddle? So there's got to be a riddle in the room. Okay, let's see if we can find a riddle. It's going to be right here on the book. Now this riddle asks, who is the murderer? A man is found murdered on a Sunday morning. His wife calls the police, who questions the wife and the staff and are given the following alibis. The wife says she was sleeping. The butler was cleaning the closet. The gardener was picking vegetables. The maid was getting the mail. And the cook was preparing breakfast. Immediately, the police arrest the murderer. Who did it? Now, this can be tricky for some of you guys because some of you may not know the answer to this, but I'm going to tell you the answer. So if you don't want to know, pause. All right, the answer is the maid. And that is because it says the maid was getting the mail. But as we learned, this was on a Sunday morning, and there's no post on Sundays, which you should have all learned from Harry Potter. No post on Sundays. So she couldn't possibly have been getting the mail. So the murderer was the maid. And if you see that code right there, 4879, we're going to take it back to our riddle me this. And we're going to type it in. And if you look, it's going to give you this cipher. Ciphers help us decode things. And in this room, we have a lot of different things to decode. So if you look at all of these different disguises that our villain Woodruff could have been wearing, if you click on them, it's going to give you these images. These, they're all written in Pigpen, which can be decoded with this cipher right here. So if you notice, our first letter right here goes like this. So you have to go back. Ooh, annotate. If you go back here, you'll notice it looks like this. Which one of these looks like that? So we're looking for this. If you look, that's A. B is going to look like that. C looks like that. E looks like that. So they each word is kind of surrounded by what they're going to look like. J, it looks like that with a dot, but we're looking for this one. So it doesn't have a dot, so it's none of these. It's not triangled, so it's none of these. It's going to be G. This is going to be G. Okay. So you will go back and forth, kind of discovering what your word is. So this one is going to be a G. If you look at this one, it's like a box. So we'll go back. And H looks like a box. And if you go back, that one with a dot is going to be O. And if you keep going back and forth, you're going to see that this is going to say Ghost of Captain Cutler. So we have our list right here of all of the different villains, and Ghost of Captain Cutler is one of them. So that's what that one is. And if you decode all of these, you're going to notice they all say their names. So this is going to be the Black Knight Ghost. This is going to be Gorilla. This is going to be the Swamp Witch, until you get to this one right here. Now this one should say the Masked Magician. Let's get rid of these annotations. Perfect. So this should say the Masked Magician, but if you decode it, it's actually going to say villain. So we learned that the disguise that Woodruff is using is the Masked Magician disguise. So we can add that as our second answer. Masked magician. Perfect. That one might take you a little while, but that's a fun one to do, and you can learn all about using your pig pen cipher. Okay, and there are a lot of misdirects. Okay, so go back to the entrance hall, and we have our last room, which is down here in the kitchen. Perfect. Okay, so in this room, we'll open our clue. So being a detective means more than just discovering who the villain is. A big part is discovering why they did what they did. What reason did our villain have to steal the necklace? I think the answer might just be in the kitchen. You will have to think colorfully to figure this one out. And this is a great clue because it says colorfully, and you're going to need these colors in this order in order to figure it out. So we have another locked box, and this one is asking us questions we should know if we want to be a part of the Scooby game. So we're going to answer it. This is Fred. This is Shaggy. This is Velma. This is Scooby. And this is Daphne. Submit. So it's going to give us this helpful link of villainous questions. So we know that we're going to want to answer these questions. Okay, and if you notice, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 questions, and if we go back to our clue, there's 7 different colors. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to need this book right here, and it's going to have a list of different villains. So what we're going to do is if you look at this, we're going to answer the questions and go to the book to find the answers, okay? So this one says, which villain pretended to have a hunchback? So each villain, if you go to it, is going to have a page on them. And one of these is going to talk about how they have a hunchback. So it's going to talk about the costume, their identity, the reason why they did what they did, and kind of just how it all happened. So this is the Ape Man. And if you notice, we're going to have our colors here, all the different colors we're supposed to have. So it's not the Ape Man. When we keep going, we look at all of them. Look, Creeper has a hunchback. So we know that the answer to question 1, if we look back at the form, is Creeper. So number 1 is Creeper. And if we go back to our clue, you'll notice that question 1 is going to go along with green. So remember, question 1 is green, question 2, purple, question 3, orange, and on. But question 1 is green, so we're going to go here. We're going to go back to Creeper because that's the answer, and we're going to find the color green in here, and we're going to see it's an R. Okay, so we're going to write that down. Our first letter is R. Now you're going to keep doing that. Question number 2 is, which villain tried to scare people away from receiving Colonel Sanders' fortune, including Scooby-Doo? Now you go through the book and you figure out that the answer to that is going to be, what is the answer to that? Green ghosts. Okay, so you read this and it reads that these 2 villains, the green ghosts, tried to scare people away. So you know that the answer to number 2 is green ghost. And the color to number 2 was purple. Perfect. So we'll go back to green ghosts and we're looking for purple. So the second letter is E. So R-E is what we have so far. And if you keep answering these questions, it'll spell out R-E-V-E-N-G-E. Revenge. So we know that the answer to the last question, why did our villain do what they did, is revenge. So we'll go back to the lobby. Oh, we actually already have it open. We will type in revenge. Press submit. John John, Jinkies, you really are a true detective. Welcome to Mystery Inc. And then you'll click on this. You'll open the presentation and you'll watch the beautiful ending slide. And that is how you finish our digital escape room. I hope that all made sense. If you have any questions, let us know, or any feedback on the escape room. Let us know how you liked it. And we enjoy having you a part of our Mystery Inc. And we're excited for our next adventure. All right, have a great day, guys. Bye.